Hi guys, this is going to be your art channeled message. I channel messages through art, creativity. I really hope my messages inspire you to see the art within yourself and within your journey. This is mostly a divine feminine message, especially when it comes to like the actual name of my art here. It correlates with it, so if you're divine feminine, welcome. If you don't resonate with that term, if you're just here because you found it that way, then that's perfectly okay too. This art is called Divine Feminine Empress. And the message I was getting with it was, you inspire people that pretend not to see you. And I'm seeing the Empress theme here and the anatomy theme as the originator, the birth of something. It started here and then it created a domino effect. You inspire those that pretend not to see you. And it's really important to understand that, because a lot of people think like no one cares about what I do or no one really sees me. But that doesn't mean anything. And of course, this doesn't always have to be in a bad way. It's like you inspire people you don't even realize, and sometimes they don't even realize it. It's subconscious. I also wanted to mention about a month ago, I channeled something for water signs and fire signs. I tried doing a set of those, but I wasn't really feeling it, so I deleted it. But the message was 9 months spiritual baby. And I was seeing that as literally and figuratively, like you're a spiritual baby in a sense where you're a beginner, you're starting something new and you're trying to master it. You're going to be mastering that in 9 months. And I was also seeing 9 months as a literal like pregnancy, like this is going to be a special baby. It's like spiritual babies, like you were meant for that task, or you were meant to be the parent of that specific soul or something like that. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of people mastering their crafts, what they like to do. And anatomy is also highlighted here. Like there's many different bodies all over, spread out. Like there's one up there by the brain, there's one down here that represents the tree of life. I was also getting family tree, like generational. Something can start here and it can go on for decades, years. Even the same message. Like this is collective consciousness. It might originate from here, but it can be recycled as collective consciousness in a good way, because no one can ever recreate or duplicate who you are, how you do it, or what you do. They can just do it in their own way. And that's why it's not necessarily a bad thing to inspire people, because as long as they put their own twist on it, as long as the message is still going or being recycled, it has a lasting impact. And once again, I get many different things with eyes in my art. One time, it was in my cardinal painting, I saw the one eye that represented a blood moon or an eclipse. And another one, the eye represented not being a bystander. Like, don't avoid things that you need to address. Speak up, especially if you see something that's wrong or something that you don't agree with. And here I'm seeing it as like, you might not think anyone cares, you might not think anyone watches you, but they do. Just because they don't interact, just because it looks like this, doesn't mean they don't actually see or appreciate it. And it's not always in a bad way. It's just like your purpose is bigger than you think it is. But there is good and bad to this, because the bad thing is you never want to, I think I actually shared something on my community tab again, where I talked about like, make sure you're always tapping into your own creative energy instead of taking the easy way out. Like, don't get so caught up in what everyone is doing that you don't just tap into what you're meant to do, your own path. And I was also hearing great minds think alike. That's what I was seeing with this. Because ironically, it's perfect for the whole message. The brain is in a circular motion. I was saying that means recycled. Sometimes great minds just think alike. Sometimes people just happen to have the same ideas, the same vision, the same vision. Sometimes it's not so malicious, but sometimes you just need to make sure you're also staying true to yourself. Always put your own spin on things. So a brief rundown of my art is, well, it started with a tree. I don't know if I already said that, or it grew from there. And what I always liked about my art is it just flows. You can think you think you screw up, or you can think it's ruined, but that's exactly what holds you back from creating art. Have you ever noticed you create better art when you're not actually trying? Because I never drew wings before, and that somehow, like even here, like it's like looks like there's cubes, and then here there's that, and then it connects directly to this tree. It takes one person to create a domino effect. And over here, it's more depressing to me because it looks like someone who just gave up. Like a butterfly, someone who's right on the horizon or very close to transformation or a breakthrough, and they just give up. But then they eventually find their wings. And it all has to do with not feeling seen. Like, oh, no one cares about this. No one would care if I posted it. But really, like, you have no idea how many people look at your photos or look at your work and say, wow, that's really cool. Because, like, there's no way you can know what everybody is thinking or what everyone sees. That's why you always have to keep going and motivate yourself. You really have no idea the impact you have. And that's why it's really important to do it for yourself and to be yourself. I was seeing this too as the blueprint. And ironically, there's a hand there, but the hand has many layers. And once again, there's an eye, and then it mixes. It's like blue and red, and then here we have polar opposites. We all have something different to contribute. Just like everyone comes in all shapes and sizes, so do our thoughts, so does our creativity. It's like whisper down the lane. I don't know why I was getting whisper down the lane. All it takes is one. Even though it originates here, it's not necessarily a bad thing. So I think that's important. A lot of you are going to be changing in 9 months. Your spiritual gifts are going to be strengthening. I feel like you're no longer going to be a beginner. You're no longer going to be a spiritual baby. You're going to be a whole new person. Don't give up just because you feel like no one sees you. They see you. There's many eyes. Many people you don't even know you could be inspiring. I'm also getting inspiration in a good way. Like, some people are on the verge of giving up. How do you know your work or what you do doesn't inspire them? That's a good thing. This is very sad to me. I don't know why. So like, it's just stuck in the root in the ground, and to me that just shouts giving up. And you're so close to being this. It's like a tree of life, a rebirth. I think that's the end of this channeled message. Please like, subscribe, support the channel in any way you can. Also make sure to click the notification bell to get notified of future readings, because sometimes YouTube is weird. I really need to remember to say that because I know some people have issues with that sometimes, but yeah, this is what I channeled. Started here, and you see how it all just mixes together? And I wasn't even trying or overthinking it or trying to plan it. That's where the magic comes. So maybe you needed that tip too when it comes to creating. Maybe you overthink it too much. Maybe you worry about it being bad. No art is bad. That's what's holding you back from flowing, from having fun. It's all that matters. It's a lasting impact.